Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Lainey and I'm a macrame artist out of Northeast Pennsylvania. On this channel, we usually do things like plant hangers, little macrame tutorials, sometimes kind of like day in the life stuff. Today we are going to be making something called the Hermes hanger, which is a plant hanger I have in my rotation whenever I go to stock my booth up at On and On, like a store I sell at, or if I do craft fairs, things like that. I will always feature this plant hanger because it's so popular and it's really cute. It's really adorable. So the plant hanger will feature spiral knots, square knots, gathering knots, and then also bead placement. So if you're new to those things, I do have a couple tutorials in my playlist if you want to, backtrack and kind of figure out how to do a spiral knot, a square knot, all that good stuff. But I am going to do I usually do a little snippet of how to do it while making the hanger. But anyway, let's get into it. And as always, here are the measurements for the plant hanger. Go ahead, take a pause, snapshot it, whatever you gotta do, and I will see you when that cord is cut. Okay, so now that you have your 8 strands of 12-foot cord cut, you are just going to place them through the ring for your plant hanger, like so. And you want to make sure that the ends are meeting evenly at the bottom, just so it's, 50-50 each way of the plant hanger. Spread it out so that you don't have any overlapping cords. Then we're going to take our first strand of 2-foot long extra cord. This is a great time to use scrap cord that you've been saving up. And we're going to make a gathering knot. We're just going to do 5 rings around to start our plant hanger. Again, if you don't know how to do a gathering knot, I have a small tutorial on how to do it. It goes by really slow, but we'll do a quick little 1, 2, 3, how to do it now. So just follow along. You're gonna place one end up the top and then loop the bottom like this, and then just start wrapping the other end of the cord around. Now, like I said, I'm just gonna do it around 4 to 5 times. And then you're gonna take this end piece and you're gonna put it right through this bottom loop. And then take the top part of the cord and string it through. You're gonna have a little excess, that's okay, just cut it off. And then you're gonna also cut off this top notch. You can take your scissors or whatever you're using and just shove that little piece back inside. And there you go, gathering knot. So at this point, we are going to start making our spiral knots that will be the body of the plant hanger. Like I said, we cut 8 cords of the 3mm, so that has now given us 16 strands to work with. We're going to divide them into 4 parts and make our spiral knots using 4 cords each, so we'll have 4 legs or arms of the plant hanger to work with. I like to make them I'll take from the front, how it's right there, split it in half. So how I want the body of the plant hanger to sit is to go one out here, one out there, one back here, and then one back there, so that it's All right, so let's go ahead. We'll start with this side and we'll start making the spiral knot. And we're gonna do this spiral knot going down 4 inches. Okay, and there we have it. 4 inches of spiral knot. We're gonna go ahead and start on the next leg of the body. So we're gonna go directly to the left, get those 4 strands, and start again with the spiral knots going down 4 inches. Okay, so I have the first 2 legs started. I'm gonna go ahead and continue it to the back, and I will see you guys when it's done. Okay, so we have the very beginning of our plant hanger done. Now what we're gonna do is probably the most confusing part of this whole process is we're going to add beads to each bottom of these, and then we're gonna continue doing spiral knots. The beads we're using, or that I use for this hanger, are 3mm wooden beads. So we're gonna have 8 in total for this. You can use whatever beads you want. I find that, I don't know, these work the easiest for me and I like how they look. Make sure that the opening is big enough for 2 of the cords to go through. So we're gonna be slipping in 2 out of the 4 cords through the hole and then tying it. So I'm gonna put you guys up close just to show you what I'm talking about. And I always like to use a crochet hook to go through the bead and to latch on to the cord to pull it through. So I'll show you that when we get up close to here again, but this will save your life. It'll save you a lot of headaches. But let's go ahead and do it. Okay, so before we get started, I think it's very important to note that what cords we're using to slip through the bead are going to be the outside cords. Let's get our bead ready. Crochet hook, put it through, and now we'll work on this side first. We're gonna take these outside cords and we're going to go around them. Take the inside cords, pull them out, pull the outside cords in, okay, we have our bead through, we have our crochet hook through, latch on to the cords, and then just pull it through. Be very gentle if you're using recycled cord like I do. It is strong, it's a wonderful product to use, but sometimes, as you can see, it unravels a little bit, but small price to pay for recycled cord. And we have our first cord through, so go back in, grab the other cord, and slide it through. The second one tends to be a little more difficult than the first to get through. Okay. And there we go. So we're just gonna pull that bead up. Okay, and again, you can see right here, the original inside cords have been pulled to the side. The original outside cords have been pulled in. And there we go. And then we're just going to secure it with another spiral knot. And you have just done your first bead. And now we're gonna go ahead and do all the other ones now. Okay, so we've just added our 4th bead. And now what we're gonna do to continue, we're like at the middle part of our plant hanger now. What we're gonna do to continue down is another set of 4-inch spiral knots down each leg, and then we're gonna end it again with the beads. So I'll go ahead and do that and see you guys when we're done with that part as well. Okay, so we just added our second set of 4-inch spirals and then another set of beads. I did secure them with a square knot, that way they won't fall down. And now what we're going to do is make the actual like body that the plant pot or whatever you're doing is going to sit in. So basically how we're going to do it is we're going to combine opposite strands of cord together, and when we get close up to it, you'll see what I'm talking about. We're basically going to kind of make a bowl for the plant pot to hang down into. Finish it off like we're going to make the bowl out of a series of square knots. So let me bring you guys close to here and we can get started. Okay, so we're at the bottom part of our plant hanger. We're going to be working off of the first 2 lengths of spiral cords that we used. And as you can see, we have 8 individual cords in front of us. What we're going to do to make the bowl of the plant hanger for it to sit into is we're going to take from, let's say, the left side cord, we're going to take the 2 right hand cords. See what I'm talking about? And then right next to it on the right hand leg, we're going to take the left 2 cords. See that there? Right 2, left 2. We're going to go down 10 inches. So get your measuring tape out. So down 10 inches, and we're going to make a square knot. And now we're going to follow up by making a series more. We're going to make 2 inches of square knots. So 2 inches, that's what it's going to look like. And we're going to continue doing that all around. You can work on either way. Just remember to combine 2 opposite cords on each spiral leg that we made. All right, guys, we're on our final leg of the plant hanger. So we have top part. We have our top part, gathering knot, 4 inches of spiral knots, followed by the beads, another 4 inches of spiral knots, followed by the beads, 10 inches down, and we have our 2 inches of square knots that are making this bowl. So when we go to finish off our plant hanger, the pot has somewhere to sit in comfortably. Now, our last thing we're going to do to end our plant hanger is a gathering knot all the way at the bottom. So you're going to take your last strand of 2-foot cord. We're going to go down 4 inches to make room for the pot, finish off with our gathering knot. You can do the same amount of rings as we did at the top, like 4 or 5 or more if you want to. Depends on how you want it to look. But let's go ahead and do that. 4 inches. Now before you end your plant hanger, you always want to double check just to make sure everything worked out good. All right, perfect. Now we can cut off this little like tail here. Pull that nub up, cut off this bit. Push it down. Okay, so now to fully end our plant hanger, we just gotta cut off all this excess. I generally I generally like to do 3-inch, but I think for these we'll do 5 inches. Always save your excess cord. You never know what you could use it for. And there you have your Hermes plant hanger. We're gonna hang it up so we can see it like with the pot and everything else. Here she is in all of her beauty. I'm gonna give you guys like a little close-up of what it looks like with the pot in it and everything. Here she is. The pot looks beautiful in it. Okay guys, well that was it. I really hope that you enjoyed making a little plant hanger with me. I know that this incorporated a ton of different knot techniques and stuff. All beginner knot techniques, but still sometimes it gets a little crazy. Anyway, thank you again so much for joining me today. I had a blast. I hope you did too. If you did, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. I try to do these like at least once a month, sometimes twice a month if I'm feeling a little crazy. But I will see you in the next Macrame Monday. Have the best day and goodbye.